Hi, this is Ian from EssentialTennis.com, where it's my mission to bring passionate instruction to passionate players all over the world, just like you. And in today's video, I'm going to be continuing my Mythbuster series, and we're going to be focusing on an element of volley technique. And this piece of advice I have heard thousands and thousands of times, and that is the instruction or the tip to keep the racket head up on the volley. And I think this is repeated so often because there are a lot of idealist instructors out there that believe, I really believe that there's a lot of teachers out there that really think that it's possible to hit a volley at chest height every time. No matter what, singles, doubles, no matter what's coming your way, it should be possible to hit a volley at chest height. And a lot of times when a student will get down and hit a low volley, a tough shot, the instructor will say, oh, you should have been closer, close in, because up here you can hit the ball higher, right? Well, in reality, in the real life of tennis competition, you don't always have the luxury of being able to position yourself however you want. You're going to receive all different heights of shots, and there's a lot of times nothing you can do about it. It's being dictated by your opponent, who has the ability to hit the ball however they want. Now, I believe that these instructors have very good intentions. Listen, if you have the choice, if the ball is floating and you have enough time to decide and choose between hitting a volley back here at knee height and hitting a volley up here at shoulder height, then yes, absolutely, by all means, close in fast and as aggressively as possible and hit that ball as high as you possibly can. But there are many situations in both singles or doubles where you do not have the luxury or the ability to dictate what height you're making contact with. So let's talk about keeping the racket head up on volleys. Now, if you're close to the net and you're receiving a volley at shoulder height, then yes, by all means, you want to maintain a high racket head as you make contact. And really the general rule of thumb that we're going to be continuing to address here is the angle between the forearm and the handle of the racket, which you want to maintain at right around 45 degrees. This would be 90 degrees, which I've seen instructors teach that the racket should be cocked up at like a 90-degree angle. It should be at about 45 degrees, assuming you have a continental grip. That's going to be the most comfortable place to be. You don't want it to droop. You don't want it to be straight up and down either relative to your forearm, 45 degrees. So from a position close to the net, that works out great to keep the racket head up and maintain that angle between the forearm and the racket head and hit a firm volley with the racket head continuing to point upwards. However, if I receive that same shot from further back, and again, listen, if I could teleport in a half a second from here to where I just was after the ball's been hit, then I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to teach you how to do that, but we can't do that. Sometimes you're going to be back here receiving a volley. And so when that happens, it's not practical to keep the racket head up and receive a shot down at your shins. If I were to try to do that, your position would look something like this. All right, I'm keeping the racket head up. Well, what if the ball is going to come here, or it's going to be a half volley, and it's literally going to land right in front of you? Again, you cannot always dictate that. Well, I can't keep my racket head up and hit that shot. And this, this probably looks a little bit silly, and maybe you think I'm going a little too far with this, but I want to make sure that I am very clear that you cannot always keep the racket head up and hit a good volley. So when you're receiving that lower shot, the key here is maintaining that angle between the forearm and the handle. It's okay to drop the racket head. You should be bending as well. It's not that you don't want to bend. You want to just kind of schlub your racket down there and get the racket underneath the ball. You do want to maintain good posture. You do want to use your legs, but that doesn't mean that you should be trying to do this to get to that low volley. It's okay to let the racket head drop as long as you maintain that 45-degree angle between the forearm and the handle of the racket. So let's see what I receive here. So I'm going to do my best to keep a nice, firm grip at contact. and I'm maintaining that angle between my forearm and the grip as I get down to meet that ball. Again, it is completely impractical for me to keep the racket head up and hit that shot. It is also completely impractical for me to always hit that shot at chest height. You cannot do it. Should you be striving to? Yes. Do your best to make contact high if at all possible. But just know it will not always be possible. And so the advice to always keep the racket head up is incorrect, in my opinion. So hopefully I've explained it well there. And you know, during these Mythbuster videos, I try my best to not leave any stones unturned. But if you have any comments or questions related to this, please leave those down below. I'll be happy to create more videos related to this topic. It's, you know, what I just did is certainly not exhaustive, but I just wanted to lay out my general thoughts on that piece of advice to keep the racket head up. So, thank you for watching today. Appreciate your time and your attention. If you've enjoyed this video, please click like on YouTube and also subscribe to the Essential Tennis YouTube channel so you don't miss out on future lessons. And any comments or questions, leave those down below. Thanks very much again. Take care and good luck with your tennis.